Okay, this is another episode of The Deer Hunter, and I just want to remind you that we are innumerable. That is just generally us. America used to worry about fighting China because they said there was a billion people in China. And somebody would try to put that in some kind of a way we could understand what a billion people were. And they said basically, if you lined up all the Chinese and started marching them into the sea, like put four Chinese shoulder to shoulder and then four behind them, four behind them, four behind them, and line it up to a billion, and then start marching them into the Chinese Sea, to drown and be gone, trying to kill them off that way. They said they reproduce faster than you could march them into the sea to exterminate them. There's too many of them. And that was just China at a billion people. Apparently, there's about approximately 8 billion people on planet Earth. That's a lot of us. And who are our enemy? Why? Well, because we're fighting a war. It's the 8 billion of us versus about one of us. The evil emperor. From Star Wars, remember evil emperor? He is the evil emperor over all of us. Now, do you think he has more psychic power, one of him, than 8 billion of us? Because this is the way it sort of it works out. You are winning the war over the evil emperor. And the evil emperor is still working very hard to conquer you. So, you're basically trying to decide, am I working for the evil emperor in Star Wars? In one of his branches of one of his organizations? Or am I working for the independence of 8 billion humans? Because that's basically what's happening. Do you want to be evil emperor's slave? Or do you want to be free? And if the evil emperor says, I'm going to make you sick because I have psychic powers to make you sick. How much do you want your freedom? Are you willing to take a lightning bolt from the evening news? And the lightning bolt from the evening news is Lester Holt saying to you, you are dying. Ebola has been discovered in your community. And we found that using the tracking systems we have, your city is dead. You cannot leave your city because if you were to go to the neighboring city, it's got Ebola too. The whole world has got Ebola. It has a 99.99% kill rate. We lost control of this virus, and it's loose on the world, and we don't have a vaccine, and we don't have a cure. Some people are naturally immune to it, elite controllers of this virus. But the rest of us, and we looked at 10,000 humans, using U.S. military bioweapons experts. And we came to the conclusion, oh my God, this one is a species killer. And which is your species, my species, we're gonna die. And then Stephen King wrote his book, The Stand, which is all about what happens when this particular virus is released on the population. The Stand, and then it was made into like a TV docudrama kind of thing starring Rob Lowe and shown in, I think it was like the 1980s on national TV, The Stand. It was really good, scary. But, if that's real life for us, not with COVID, but with Ebola, because they already know Ebola kills. When they get a virulent strain of Ebola, it kills lots of people. So, your evil emperor is working very hard on this. It's called Captain Trips in the Stephen King book, The Stand. Captain Trips. It's the nastiest virus ever released on the human population, and it kills off 99.9%. 99.99% of humans. Let's go with. Maybe it's more. Very small fraction of the people who used to live now are alive, and they are elite controllers to the virus. It means no matter how many times they're exposed to the virus, they will not get sick. It's just something they're naturally immune to. The same thing happens with people who have HIV. Most people, 99.99% of the population who have got HIV positive blood are going to die unless they take medicine. Unless you're an elite controller. If you're an elite controller, then you don't need to take medicine at all. You cannot get sick from this. In search of what do you want to do, when I keep telling you, you have to choose between you and the idea somehow that you are not capable of life itself. This is a huge brainwashing on planet Earth. The idea that everyone who reaches, I don't know, let's go with 90 years old, drops dead. Some people go earlier. Some people get killed in car accidents. But, by the time you get to 110, no one is living 110 years old if they're a human. But if you're a tortoise, you might be 300 years old. Or if you're a certain kind of tree, you might be like 2,000 years old. Or a certain kind of fungus, you might be some other weird number years old. So the idea somehow that you are being killed off, it kind of means that you are agreeing with you get killed off. And which is something that some of the spiritual teachers talk about. Vibrationally, do you believe that you are going to die? And subconsciously, do you believe that you're going to die? Somehow they're going to say, you have agreed to dying. By being born on planet Earth, you have agreed to dying. And yet people who have psychedelic experiences, out-of-body experiences, weird dreams, why do we take this particular dream so seriously? Because it is pretty much the day-to-day awakened dream. And for a lot of us, it's a very big thing. So we're trying to manipulate this dream to make it better. And the way that we look at making things better is getting rid of horrible in the world. So we basically want to bring heaven to earth. And heaven is basically a place where you can relax and things are arranged to work out for the best for everyone. It's not slavery. It's not doing things you don't want to do because you needed the money. It's not looking around and saying all the politicians are either stupid or criminals. And the world is not being run by the people we most respect. And there's a lot of people that we think we should respect, and it turns out that they're criminals. And they got really good PR companies looking after them. So how is this going to change? It's changing basically due to insert your foot in your mouth. I don't see it happening. We have the technology to house, feed, and transport and communicate all 8 billion humans on planet Earth. We have the ability. It's trivial. It's so easy for us to look after the needs of the humans on planet Earth. The major stumbling block is stupidity. And the stupidity is we have got to get I don't know. Why do we have so many poor people, homeless people in our world? Why? We have the technology to build them row homes, apartments. We have the technology to give them hot water so they can have a hot bath or a shower. We have the technology to give them something to cook with. It's called a kitchen. We have the technology to give them an entertainment system. It's called a video game system. Somebody told me last week that the new video game systems for this Christmas are $600. And then we have places where minimum wage is really, quite low. Some places don't even make $15, but you're making $15 an hour to go and buy a video game machine that's $600 that's made by a robot? That thing should be gifted to everyone, free. It's like some people they're in a race to see how many tens of billions they can have next to their name when they're published as the world's richest people in Forbes magazine. That's enormous ego. And the rest of us suffer for it. You wonder why there's so much crime. Well, are you looking after these people? Are they being born into homes that are less than thriving? It's like we keep kicking the problem down to the next generation. We can't fix these people. You haven't even fucking tried. You haven't even fucking tried. You're more worried profits over people because you're brainwashed into the economics of scarcity, which is built in to we're going to have an auction on every fucking thing. It's like my fucking bottle of wine, we're going to have an auction on this. And we're going to get the highest price always, which means everybody that loses out in the action for this bottle of wine didn't drink wine tonight. This fucking competitive mindset, it doesn't work for us on planet Earth. It works for the fucking billionaire. We need a path with heart. And we don't need to keep propagating negative ideas into the general population that all these things are going to kill you. We are brainwashed into believing in so many things that are lies. That is why it don't make sense to you, and it mostly don't, but it does make sense to me. There's some lies that I still can't figure out. But you are in a fishbowl by your little sheep, and you don't want to realize how problematic it is for you, because you don't want to even look around at your reality and say, in the simplest terms, if a criminal organization was going to run planet Earth, how would they run it? What tools would they use? And look at the tools that are available, the biggest industries on the planet, and see how they match. The people on planet Earth deserve better than having a cabal of bazillionaires, that's like billionaires times 100,000, whatever it is, own everything. And the rest of us have to keep paying money every month for everything. And we make a little, and it's really like stupid when you could be living in total abundance. Because everyone loves you if you just let them. And they want to help you out if you just let them. But on planet Earth, everything is backwards. It's like the people that want to help you and let you somehow are still going, fuck you. You don't deserve. You have to work 50 weeks a year at Walmart as a checkout person. And at that wage, after you've worked all that time doing the most boring job there ever was, and you look around to see if anybody else is hiring, and it's basically the same job. And then you look at the real estate market and you go, with my fucking wage, I could maybe get like 10 of us. And we could maybe, over a 25-year period, buy the cheapest house in our town. Something has gone wrong. There is plenty of land to build on, to get serviced land for people to live in. Doesn't have to be mansions, but we don't have social housing for people that they can just walk in and they're not feeling well and they don't need to go to see 12 doctors to say, I don't feel well. I need time here. And I need basic human conditions to work on me because I feel sick in this society. I'm sick to my soul in this society. And I basically cannot function. I am so sick. I am sick in my soul. And, basically I got this body here and, I can't focus and my back is sore and I can't stand any more shifts at Walmart as a checkout girl. My back is too sore. I'm just sick. I'm sick in my soul. I'm sick in my mind. I'm sick in my body, and I'm sick. And on our planet, those people, which is probably billions of people, they deserve the basic minimum of a place to live that's heated when it gets cold and air conditioned when it's too hot. And they deserve hot and cold running water. They deserve a toilet, a washing machine, a kitchen, and a living room, and a dining room, and a patio. And in their neighborhood, there should be a nice big green space with trees and gardens and nice things to look at. Where they're not lied to over television. We have the technology to look after everybody at this level. And we're not doing it. It's like the number one thing is look after the people. Give them the bare necessities of life for free. Look after at least the bare necessities of life for free because we can do it. Feed them, house them. And give them time to heal from this horror, this hell world that we are living in today. That is the goal. House and feed and give green space to the people on planet Earth now. Number one, everywhere on the planet. Number two, when the people start breathing again and relaxing a little bit, let them enjoy life. Don't keep telling them that they can't even go out to the local pub to have a beer because there's some dread disease, Ebola or something. Don't make up these fucking lies. And if you see these lies, then, speak up. Say, this is bull fucking shit. And then after you've said this, in the olden days, what would happen is you spoke your piece and then you never said anything about it again. And nothing fucking changed. And like 25, 30 years later, you're like, I fucking talked about this 25, 30 years ago. And you were over here and no one acted on it. So instead of you just saying your piece today, they're trying to get you to stop after you said your piece about for 6 months. At 6 months, it's basically, I've worked really hard, speaking my mind about the fucking shit, the lies, the tyranny on planet Earth. The conspiracies that are like real. And no one wants to even move a budge on their fucking. And I'm Sergeant Schultz from Hogan's Heroes. I see nothing. I see nothing. I see. Fuck up. Eyes Wide Shut, the Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, Stanley Kubrick movie. That was like 25 years ago. And that was like saying to you, this is the way it is, kids. It's like your eyes are open, but you don't see nothing. It's like some people are fucking living life on the high life. They got the fast boat. They got the house in Lausanne, Switzerland. They got another place in Rio de Janeiro. They're flying all of the jet set and they love life. And the rest of you are standing as the checkout girl in Walmart. And it doesn't have to be this way because there's plenty of ways of getting rid of all these stupid Joe jobs. I mean, just last week, Amazon got approved so they can send a drone to deliver your book to your front doorstep. Robots can do a lot of this stuff that is like so stupid. You are a human. You are capable of being so creative and so interesting. And you are turned into a toaster oven. Your capabilities are so vast. And you do the work of a toaster oven. With your brain every day standing there being the checkout girl for Walmart. We can do better on planet Earth. How are you going to initiate change in your immediate environment? The answer, my friend, is you have it in yourself. It'll just be. And if that's what comes up, and you start talking about this shit, that's what comes up. And I have no guilt. I lost guilt a long time ago, but I'm telling you the truth. It ain't heaven on earth today. And that's a disgrace. And we can do better. So that's your number one lesson and your number one takeaway from me, the deer hunter.